Stop. These 10 oatmeal mistakes are more harmful than you think. Growing older teaches many lessons, but one of the biggest surprises is discovering that foods once considered healthy may not always be helping the body the way they used to. Oatmeal is often called the perfect breakfast, especially for heart health and digestion. But what if certain oatmeal habits are quietly increasing blood sugar, inflammation, joint stiffness, or unwanted weight gain after 50? Many seniors eat oatmeal every single morning without realizing small mistakes can undo its benefits. Before taking another spoonful, it's important to understand what might be harming health instead of protecting it. If caring for your health after 50 truly matters, make sure to subscribe and join this growing community focused on strength, balance, and longevity. Like this video and share in the comments how you prepare your oatmeal, because small changes today can protect tomorrow's health. Adding too much sugar to oatmeal can quietly turn a healthy breakfast into a serious problem. For adults over 50, as the body ages, it becomes more sensitive to rapid changes in blood sugar. Metabolism slows, insulin does not work as efficiently as it once did, and muscles do not absorb glucose as quickly. When spoonfuls of brown sugar, white sugar, maple syrup, honey, or flavored syrups are poured over oats, the natural fiber in oatmeal is no longer enough to prevent a sharp rise in blood glucose levels. Many doctors warn that frequent blood sugar spikes increase the risk of insulin resistance, especially in people over 50. Insulin resistance means the body struggles to move sugar from the bloodstream into the cells. Over time, this can lead to prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, even for seniors who have not been diagnosed. Repeated spikes place strain on the pancreas and may quietly damage blood vessels. Excess sugar in the morning can also affect weight. After 50, hormonal changes make it easier to store fat, particularly around the abdomen. High sugar intake triggers the release of insulin, a hormone that encourages fat storage. Belly fat is not only a cosmetic concern. Research shows it is closely linked to heart disease, inflammation, and metabolic disorders. What seems like a small drizzle of syrup can contribute to these long-term risks. When repeated daily, heart health is another major concern. Elevated blood sugar can stiffen arteries and increase oxidative stress. Some cardiologists explain that consistently high glucose levels damage the delicate lining of blood vessels, making it harder for the heart to function efficiently. For seniors already managing high blood pressure or cholesterol, added sugars increase cardiovascular strain. Energy levels may also suffer. A sugary bowl of oatmeal often causes a quick burst of energy, followed by a noticeable crash. That mid-morning fatigue can affect balance, mood, and mental clarity. Stable blood sugar supports sharper thinking and steadier physical strength, both essential for maintaining independence later in life. Oatmeal itself can be beneficial, but drowning it in added sugars removes much of its advantage. Reducing sweeteners helps protect blood sugar control, weight stability, and heart health after 50. Choosing flavored instant oatmeal packets may seem harmless, but many of these products contain hidden sugars, artificial flavors, and preservatives that can work against health after 50. A single small packet often includes several teaspoons of added sugar, even when the flavor sounds natural, such as apple, cinnamon, or maple brown sugar. Food labels may list cane syrup, corn syrup, solids, or other sweeteners that quickly raise blood glucose levels. Some doctors warn that regularly consuming added sugars in processed breakfast foods contributes to chronic low-grade inflammation. Inflammation becomes more common with age and is closely linked to joint discomfort, heart disease, and metabolic problems. When the first meal of the day is loaded with refined sugars and additives, the body begins the morning in a stressed state, rather than a balanced one. Artificial flavors and preservatives may also affect digestion. As people grow older, stomach acid production and digestive enzyme activity often decrease. Highly processed foods can be harder to break down, leading to bloating, gas, or discomfort. Gastroenterologists frequently explain that simpler, minimally processed foods are gentler on aging digestive systems. Weight management is another concern. Instant flavored oatmeal is usually made from finely processed oats that digest quickly. When combined with added sugars, this can lead to rapid blood sugar spikes, followed by drops in energy. Those fluctuations may increase hunger later in the day, making overeating more likely. Research shows that repeated spikes and crashes can promote fat storage, particularly around the abdomen, which raises the risk of cardiovascular disease. Convenience is important, especially for busy mornings, but it should not come at the cost of long-term health. The appealing taste of flavored packets often masks their nutritional drawbacks. Marketing terms like whole grain can give a false sense of security, even when the ingredient list reveals multiple forms of added sugar. For adults over 50, steady energy, stable blood sugar, and reduced inflammation are essential for maintaining strength and independence. Relying on heavily processed oatmeal packets can quietly undermine those goals. Choosing less processed options supports better digestion, healthier weight control, and overall metabolic balance as the body continues to change with age. Eating oatmeal without protein can create problems for adults over 50 because oatmeal by itself is primarily a source of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates break down into glucose, which enters the bloodstream and raises blood sugar levels. Without protein to slow digestion, that rise can happen quickly. Many doctors explain that pairing carbohydrates with protein helps stabilize blood sugar and prevents sharp spikes and sudden crashes. When blood sugar rises rapidly, the body releases insulin to move glucose into the cells. If this pattern repeats daily, especially in midlife and beyond, it may strain the body's ability to regulate sugar effectively. Some healthcare professionals warn that repeated spikes followed by drops can leave a person feeling shaky, tired, or hungry again within a short time. That early return of hunger often leads to overeating later in the day. Protein plays another critical role after 50. Aging naturally brings a gradual loss of muscle mass, a process known as sarcopenia. Research shows that muscle loss accelerates with age, especially when protein intake is inadequate. Muscles are not only important for strength, they also help regulate blood sugar and support balance. When muscle mass declines, the risk of falls, weakness, and slower recovery increases. Nutrition experts frequently emphasize that adequate protein at breakfast can help preserve lean muscle tissue. Starting the day with only carbohydrates may miss an opportunity to support strength and stability. Over time, consistently low protein intake may contribute to reduced mobility and decreased independence. There is also an impact on metabolism. Muscle tissue burns more calories than fat tissue, even at rest. As muscle mass decreases, metabolic rate can slow further, making weight management more challenging. Some studies suggest that evenly distributing protein throughout the day, including at breakfast, supports better muscle maintenance in older adults. Oatmeal can still be part of a healthy breakfast, but relying on it alone may not provide the balance the aging body needs. Including protein alongside carbohydrates helps control appetite, steady blood sugar, and protect muscle strength. For adults over 50, that balance becomes increasingly important for maintaining energy, stability, and long-term independence. Using only water to cook oatmeal may seem like the simplest option, but it lowers the overall nutritional value of the meal. Water hydrates the oats and softens them, yet it adds no protein, calcium, vitamin D, or other supportive nutrients that become increasingly important after 50. As the body ages, nutrient absorption changes, and meals need to work harder to provide essential support. Many nutrition experts explain that bone density naturally declines with age, especially in postmenopausal women and older men. Calcium and vitamin D play a central role in maintaining strong bones and reducing the risk of fractures. When oatmeal is prepared only with water, it misses an opportunity to include these critical nutrients. Fortified milk or fortified plant-based alternatives can significantly increase calcium and vitamin D intake in one simple step. Protein is another concern. Muscle mass gradually decreases with age, and maintaining it requires consistent dietary protein. Cooking oats with milk or a protein-rich alternative adds extra grams of protein without changing the simplicity of the meal. Some doctors emphasize that even small increases in protein at breakfast can support muscle maintenance and reduce the risk of frailty over time. Bone and muscle health are closely connected. Weak muscles increase the likelihood of falls, and fragile bones increase the risk of fractures if a fall occurs. This combination can lead to long recovery periods and loss of independence. Research consistently shows that adequate calcium, vitamin D, and protein intake supports better mobility and stability in older adults. Digestive comfort may also improve with nutrient-rich liquids. Milk and certain fortified alternatives provide additional vitamins and minerals that contribute to overall metabolic balance. For seniors who tolerate dairy or fortified substitutes well, this small adjustment enhances the nutritional impact of a familiar meal. Oatmeal can remain a gentle, comforting breakfast, but preparation matters. Choosing nutrient-rich liquids instead of plain water transforms it from a simple carbohydrate dish into a more balanced option. After 50, every meal is an opportunity to protect bone strength, preserve muscle, and support long-term independence. Overloading oatmeal with high-sugar toppings can quickly turn a simple, nourishing meal into a source of excess sugar that strains the aging body. Dried fruits, sweetened coconut flakes, chocolate chips, flavored nuts, and sugary granola often appear small in portion, but they are concentrated sources of sugar. Because dried fruit has had its water removed, its natural sugars become more concentrated, and it is easy to consume far more than intended in just a few spoonfuls. Many doctors explain that high sugar intake contributes to chronic inflammation, a condition that becomes more common after 50. Inflammation is closely linked to joint discomfort, stiffness, and swelling. For seniors already managing arthritis or general joint pain, repeated sugar spikes may quietly worsen symptoms over time. Research suggests that diets high in added sugars can increase inflammatory markers in the body, placing additional stress on joints and connective tissues. Artery health is another concern. Excess sugar in the bloodstream can damage the inner lining of blood vessels. Cardiologists often warn that long-term high sugar consumption is associated with increased risk of heart disease. When oatmeal is covered with sweet toppings, the protective fiber in oats may not be enough to counterbalance the overall sugar load. Energy stability also matters greatly in later years. High-sugar toppings can cause a rapid rise in blood glucose, followed by a noticeable drop. That sudden crash may lead to fatigue, irritability, or difficulty concentrating. Stable energy is important for maintaining balance, coordination, and mental sharpness throughout the day. Frequent swings in blood sugar can undermine that stability. It is easy to underestimate the total sugar content when multiple sweet toppings are combined. A handful of dried fruit plus a sprinkle of chocolate chips and a scoop of sweet granola can equal several teaspoons of added sugar. Over time, this pattern may contribute to weight gain, particularly around the abdomen, which increases cardiovascular risk. Oatmeal itself offers fiber and important nutrients, but excessive sugary toppings diminish those benefits. Reducing high sugar additions supports healthier joints, steadier energy, and better protection for the heart after 50. Ignoring portion size. When eating oatmeal can quietly lead to overeating. Even though oatmeal is considered a healthy food, as people move past 50, metabolism naturally slows, the body burns fewer calories at rest, and muscle mass gradually declines. When large bowls of oatmeal are consumed without attention to quantity, the total carbohydrate intake can exceed what the body needs for energy. Oats are rich in complex carbohydrates, but carbohydrates still break down into glucose. When too much glucose enters the bloodstream at once, the body responds by releasing insulin. If this pattern happens frequently, excess glucose may be stored as fat. Many healthcare professionals explain that after midlife, the body tends to store fat more easily around the abdomen. This abdominal fat is linked to increased risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and metabolic disorders. Some doctors warn that consistently overeating carbohydrates, even from whole grains, may contribute to elevated triglyceride levels. Triglycerides are a type of fat found in the blood, and high levels are associated with greater cardiovascular risk. Seniors who are already managing cholesterol concerns should be especially mindful that portion size still matters. Even with nutritious foods, large portions can also affect hunger regulation. Eating more than the body requires may stretch the stomach over time, making normal portions feel unsatisfying. This can create a cycle where increasingly larger servings become the habit. Research suggests that mindful portion control supports better weight stability and metabolic balance in older adults. It is easy to underestimate how much oatmeal is being served, especially when poured freely into a bowl. What appears to be a modest serving may actually equal 2 or 3 recommended portions. Over time, those extra calories add up and may contribute to gradual weight gain that feels difficult to reverse. Oatmeal remains a valuable food, but quantity is just as important as quality. Paying attention to portion size helps prevent unnecessary weight gain, supports healthy triglyceride levels, and protects heart health after 50. Choosing highly processed oats instead of steel-cut or traditional rolled oats can affect how the body responds to breakfast after 50. Instant and finely milled oats are broken down into smaller pieces during processing. Because of this, they cook faster, but they also digest more quickly. When digestion happens rapidly, glucose enters the bloodstream at a faster rate, leading to sharper increases in blood sugar. Many doctors explain that frequent blood sugar spikes are harder on the aging body. As insulin sensitivity declines with age, the body does not manage sudden surges in glucose as efficiently as it once did. Rapid rises followed by drops can cause fluctuations in energy. leaving a person feeling tired or hungry again soon after eating. Over time, repeated spikes may increase the risk of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Steel-cut oats and traditional rolled oats are less processed and retain more of their natural structure. Because they are digested more slowly, they release glucose gradually into the bloodstream. This slower release supports steadier energy levels and improved blood sugar control. Research suggests that stable blood sugar is closely linked to reduced cardiovascular risk, particularly in older adults. Heart health becomes increasingly important after 50. Sudden spikes in blood sugar can contribute to inflammation and damage to blood vessel walls. Cardiologists often note that maintaining consistent glucose levels supports healthier arteries and reduces long-term strain on the heart. Choosing oats that digest slowly is one simple way to help achieve that stability. Brain health is also connected to blood sugar balance. The brain relies on a steady supply of glucose, but large fluctuations can affect concentration and mood. Some studies suggest that stable glucose levels may support cognitive function and reduce mental fatigue in older adults. Highly processed oats are convenient, but convenience should not outweigh long-term health. Opting for steel-cut or traditional rolled oats allows the body to process carbohydrates at a gentler pace. For seniors focused on protecting their heart, brain, and overall metabolic balance, selecting less processed oats is a wise and supportive choice. Eating oatmeal every single day without variety can limit the range of nutrients the body receives. Even though oats themselves are considered healthy, oats provide fiber, certain B vitamins, and important minerals such as manganese and magnesium. However, no single food contains everything the body needs, especially after 50, when nutritional demands become more specific. As people age, the immune system naturally weakens. Adequate intake of vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin E, and minerals such as zinc and selenium plays a role in supporting immune defenses. Relying on the same breakfast daily may reduce exposure to other nutrient-rich foods that supply these protective elements. Some nutrition experts emphasize that dietary diversity helps strengthen overall resilience and supports recovery from illness. Nerve function is another concern in later years. Vitamins such as B12 and folate are essential for maintaining healthy nerve cells and supporting cognitive clarity. While oats contain some B vitamins, they do not provide significant amounts of vitamin B12, which is commonly low in older adults. Doctors often note that limited variety in the diet can increase the risk of subtle deficiencies that affect memory, balance, and mood over time. Bone density also depends on a combination of nutrients, including calcium, vitamin D, vitamin K, and magnesium. Although oats contribute magnesium, they are not a complete solution for bone protection. Research shows that a varied diet improves the likelihood of meeting these nutritional needs consistently. Without variety, important nutrients may be underconsumed, increasing the risk of gradual bone thinning. Digestive health can benefit from different types of fiber found in a range of whole foods. While oats provide soluble fiber, other foods contain insoluble fiber and additional plant compounds that support gut balance. Gastroenterologists often explain that diversity in plant-based foods promotes a healthier gut microbiome. Oatmeal can remain part of a balanced routine, but eating it every day without variation may narrow the nutritional spectrum. After 50, the body benefits from a broader mix of vitamins, minerals, and protective compounds to support immunity, nerve health, and strong bones. Not soaking or preparing oats properly can make them harder to digest, especially for adults over 50. Oats naturally contain phytic acid, a compound that can bind to minerals like calcium, iron, and zinc, reducing the body's ability to absorb them. Some nutrition experts explain that soaking oats overnight or cooking them thoroughly helps break down phytic acid, making these essential minerals more available. And digestive discomfort is another concern when oats are not prepared correctly. Seniors may experience bloating, gas, or a feeling of heaviness if oats are eaten dry, undercooked, or insufficiently softened. Gastroenterologists note that aging often slows the digestive process, and foods that are not fully softened or partially pre-digested may create unnecessary strain on the stomach and intestines. Proper preparation helps the digestive system work more efficiently, reducing discomfort and promoting regularity. Soaking oats also supports better nutrient absorption beyond minerals. Water and gentle heat break down some of the complex carbohydrates and fiber, making them easier for the gut to process. Some studies indicate that soaked oats have a slightly higher bioavailability of vitamins and antioxidants, which contributes to overall nutritional support. For seniors, every increase in nutrient uptake matters because requirements for certain vitamins and minerals rise with age. Cooking methods play a role as well. Slow cooking or simmering oats until they are fully soft helps maintain a gentle, easily digestible texture. Quick microwave methods without sufficient liquid or time may leave oats partially raw, which can be more difficult on sensitive stomachs. Dietitians often advise that even small adjustments, like increasing cooking time or using warm water or milk for soaking, could make a significant difference in comfort and nutrient absorption. Properly prepared oats also allow the body to benefit from fiber without overloading the digestive system. Soluble fiber in oats supports healthy cholesterol levels and steady blood sugar. But if the oats are too dense or minimally softened, the fiber may be less effective or cause mild digestive upset. Soaking and careful cooking ensure that oats remain gentle, nourishing, and supportive of the aging digestive tract, allowing seniors to enjoy their full health benefits. Assuming oatmeal is always heart healthy, no matter how it's prepared, can be misleading, especially for adults over 50. While oats naturally contain soluble fiber, which can help lower cholesterol and support cardiovascular health, these benefits can be undone by preparation choices. Adding large amounts of sugar, flavored syrups, or high-fat toppings, like butter-laden granola, can quickly turn a meal into one that stresses the cardiovascular system. Some cardiologists warn that excess sugar intake contributes to inflammation and arterial stiffness, both of which are risk factors for heart disease. Even when oatmeal itself is a whole grain food, combining it with sugary or fatty ingredients can elevate blood glucose and triglycerides, placing additional strain on the heart. For seniors, maintaining steady blood sugar and reducing inflammation is critical to protecting arterial health and preventing complications like hypertension or atherosclerosis. Portion size also plays a significant role. Large bowls of oatmeal, especially when combined with toppings high in sugar or fat, can contribute to excess calorie intake and weight gain. Abdominal fat, which tends to accumulate more easily after 50, is strongly linked to cardiovascular risk. Researchers emphasize that even healthy foods, when eaten in excessive amounts, can undermine heart health if overall energy balance is not considered. Marketing labels on oatmeal products can be deceptive. Terms like whole grain or heart healthy are often printed prominently, but they do not account for added sugars, flavorings, or portion size. Nutrition experts frequently advise reading ingredient lists carefully and preparing oatmeal with minimally processed oats, moderate portion sizes, and controlled amounts of healthy toppings, such as fresh fruit, nuts, or seeds. These choices preserve the natural benefits of oats, while minimizing negative effects. Proper preparation supports not only heart health, but also sustained energy throughout the morning. Balanced meals with appropriate fiber, protein, and moderate healthy fats help prevent blood sugar spikes, reduce cravings, and support metabolic stability. Seniors who focus on thoughtful preparation rather than blindly trusting labels are more likely to gain the cardiovascular benefits oats can provide. Oatmeal remains a valuable part of a heart-conscious diet, but only when approached wisely. Paying attention to sugar content, portion size, and added fats ensures that each bowl contributes to long-term heart protection, supporting blood vessel health, cholesterol balance, and overall cardiovascular resilience. Thank you for spending these few minutes here. Growing older does not mean giving up strength or comfort. With the right foods and small daily choices, the body can continue to support you well. This channel is here to share simple, research-based guidance that helps people over 50 stay steady, active, and confident. Take care of yourself, listen to your body, and join us again for the next video.